Now, the Middle East is possibly one of the most complex regions in the world. It has been strife-ridden for many reasons. But focusing on Israel and its neighbors, let's take a look at the relationship that this country has had over the years with the other prominent players. So first up, let's break down the Egypt-Israel relationship. We're beginning with the slightly better ones and we'll go to the more troublesome ones. So Egypt and Israel have signed a peace treaty. This was signed in 1979. And this peace treaty, which was the first of its kind in the Middle East between an Arab country and Israel, has survived many crises. Remember, Egypt even wanted Israel to eliminate Hamas in their last conflict, which was in 2014. Egypt relies on Israeli assistance in securing the Sinai Peninsula, so they have some sort of a relationship which is a mutually beneficial relationship. But it is an uneasy relationship because there has been, of course, past historic ties between Hamas and the Muslim Brotherhood. Currently, there is no doubt that there is pressure on this bilateral relationship due to the renewed conflict. Then let's go across to Jordan. Now, Jordan forms Israel's longest border, and incidentally, it is also its quietest. This is possibly the most peaceful relationship that Israel has with any of its neighbors. Jordan values this relationship also because in fact, Jordan was the second Arab country to sign a peace treaty with Israel after Egypt. And Jordan values this relationship because it also secures approximately $1.5 billion annually in aid. Now, both nations also engage in security cooperation. They share intelligence, etc. But it is a cold peace, if we can call it that, with Israel because there is a large Palestinian population that actually resides in Jordan, and the Jordanians do have to be very careful about the sentiments of that Palestinian population. Let's come to Saudi Arabia now. Saudi Arabia and Israel maintain covert diplomatic and intelligence ties. Both have shared concerns about Iran in this region, and which is why this is a relationship which is not really out there openly but is covert. Saudi Arabia had also responded very positively to Israel's normalization with the other Arab countries. Public sentiment in Saudi Arabia, though, remains sensitive to the issue of the Palestinian cause, as you would expect for most Muslim countries in this region. And amidst this ongoing conflict, the Saudis have put the plans to normalize their ties with Israel also on ice. In fact, one of the assessments is that this very attack was planned so that normalization of ties does not go forward and Israel and other Arab countries' relationship continues to be on the boil. Now, let's also turn to some of the more problematic relationships that Israel has with its neighbors. Let's talk about Iran first. So, Israel and Iran do not have any official diplomatic relationships. Iran has challenged the Israeli state since the very initial days of the Islamic Republic. Iran's advancing nuclear program, its tendency to funnel weapons to its proxies that are actually spread all around this region surrounding Israel is also a reason why there are continuous tensions between the two countries, and in fact Israel, US and Iran on one side. In 1982, Israel's war against Lebanon helped spark the creation of the Hezbollah. And the Hezbollah is this Shia militant group which is backed by Iran, which functions out of Lebanon and has fought multiple wars with Israel. And even in this conflict, there are dangers that the Hezbollah front might be opened fully, which can create an issue and expand this conflict. Finally, let's come to the most troubled relationship, which is with Lebanon. This is the most complex of it all and also has seen a lot of ups and downs. So Lebanon and Israel have been in a formal state of war ever since Israel as the state was formed. In fact, it is important to note that in 1948, a year after Israel was sanctioned by the UN, Egypt, Syria, Jordan, Iraq and Lebanon all had declared war on Israel. The Israeli forces won, and won so comprehensively, they even temporarily occupied part of South Lebanon. An armistice was then signed between the two in 1949 and Israeli troops withdrew. Cut to 1967, tensions between Israel and Arab states escalated into what is known as the Six-Day War. Arab militaries were once again soundly defeated by the Israelis, and there's been tensions ever since. But I'm jumping across to 1983 now. After a series of fights over the couple of decades, Lebanon and Israel finally signed a peace agreement. But Iran-backed Hezbollah kept regularly attacking Israeli forces and firing rockets. And in 1996, Israel launched a 17-day Operation Grapes of Wrath. 2006, Hezbollah militants crossed into Israel. That started another cycle of 5-week war. Finally, and this is the latest, in 2022, US facilitated a maritime boundary agreement between the two countries. But certainly, as you can see, because the Hezbollah functions out of Lebanon, backed by Iran, and keeps opening that front against Israel, this is hardly a relationship that Israel or anybody else can depend on as far as this region is concerned.